I dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom. I dare you to try and stop a transgender woman in my presence from using the bathroom. It will be the last mistake you ever make.
Cool. What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Corner. Got a full day of news for you, as well as a second show tonight, 5:30 Eastern, with some big announcements on some new members of the quartering offering. Some big announcements coming tonight, so you're not going to want to miss the live show at 5:30 Eastern. But Planet Fitness, things keep spiraling. Stories of the gyms being forced to shut their phones off. Their Twitter account has now gone on mass blocking sprees, and and some statements from the founder or the co-founder, I forget exactly, which we'll see in a second here, of Planet Fitness, calling the current leadership PEDs and coming out strong in favor of women's rights. So absolutely massive day of news for you today. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe or follow down below. Now, let's start with the kind of boring part of the story. By the way, I'm going to leave linked in the pinned comment and the description down below, wherever you watch the video, the live stream channel, if you prefer to watch on YouTube, or if you want to watch on Rumble, which is where I prefer you watch, but I do just want you to tune in. So make sure you follow the live stream channel so we can hang out tonight. Now, of course, a woman blamed for Planet Fitness for banned from Planet Fitness for revealing what was going on in their locker rooms. Doubles down and vows to keep fighting. I'm not afraid. She went on Fox News and said, "I'm here for the long haul. I'm here to make a difference, however that looks." She said to Fox News Digital on Wednesday in response to the ban, "I'm not afraid. The libs can threaten me all day long, and I just feel like they've got the armor. I've got the armor of God on me. They cannot penetrate my soul. They can't take my joy unless I give it to them." So that's kind of where I'm at. Of course, many old ads have come out. Now, I do want to acknowledge one thing here. The stock dip is gone. This is no longer something that we can really claim. I mean, you could maybe make the argument that on March 6th, they were at nearly $67, and right now they're at 64. But if you look at the last 5 days, it's just been going up and up and up. Looks like that DEI money is flowing in. It's difficult to say, now if you look since 2024 started, though, if you look at the larger picture, in the last year, the stock is down 23% from a peak of nearly $83. And if you look at 2024, the stock has gone nothing but down, starting the year at $73 a share on January 1st, now sitting at $63.99. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with gym membership signups in the New Year's and things like that. But I would say, Planet Fitness certainly isn't headed in the right direction. Now we have some interesting statements from Mike Grandal. This is an individual that I don't necessarily know and hadn't heard of before. But you see here, ex-Planet Fitness CEO before the PEDs took over. And I looked at his Twitter, and he's been retweeting all of the memes about this individual, or about what's going on at Planet Fitness. And you can see here, he spoke with Libs of TikTok's Chaya Rychik, breaking, "I spoke with former Planet Fitness CEO Mike Grandal about the recent trans bathroom controversy. It's in the culture. Corporate office is brain dead. Find another safe space to work out." I mean, that is pretty spicy. And you see here, the article is broken down. You see, although the room, where is this? In 2012, Marion County-based private company TSG Consumer Partners invested in Planet Fitness. According to Grandal, at the same time TSG invested in Planet Fitness, he learned that Richard Moore, Planet Fitness's general counsel and chief administrative officer, was a self-admitted PED. Let me read that again. In 2012, the CEO realized that apparently Planet Fitness's general counsel, their lawyer, and chief administrative officer was an admitted LGBTQ member and a fan of the kids on the playground. That's his words, not mine. I'm not alleging that to be true. That's what he said, according to this article. When Grandal told TSG about this, TSG then fired him. Indeed, says Grandal, after he left the company, it became a haven for predators. Within 2 years of his departure, the new management opened up the locker rooms to mentally ill or opportunistic men claiming to be women. The company was so proud of its new policy that it built an advertising campaign around it. Although the policy is in fact 9 years old, as long as so-called transness was relative backwater of Democratic Party, nobody paid too much attention. However, with it getting extremely popular in America, especially in America's schools and medical centers, people have started to take notice. That's why when a woman protested a man in the women's locker room and Planet Fitness responded by canceling her membership, the pushback was instantaneous. What's clear from the LGBTQ Nation article, though, is that Planet Fitness is an incredibly LGBTQ plus friendly place. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, by the way, just so we're clear. Nothing wrong with that. Just, go to the right locker room. I think that is an extremely fair position to have. All right. I'm not, a hardcore conservative guy. Pretty libertarian, pretty liberal when it comes to social issues, right? Just go to the right bathroom. I don't care. Like, I couldn't care less. If you just go to the right bathroom. All right. You can make the argument, oh, well, if you're into men and you're in the men's locker room, you could also be viewed as, predatory. Okay, maybe, but I just don't know what else you do about that, other than, like I've always said, it's just a single stall bathrooms, which is what you need to do anyway. And you see now, as it turns out, Mike Grandal is not happy with the direction of the judgment-free company he founded has taken. After all, when he came up with the judgment-free concept, he was talking about not being pushed for being unfamiliar with gyms or for wanting workouts to be affordable and casual without a focus on bulging muscles. He never intended to create a place that celebrates abnormal behavior as part of its judgment-free appeal. And how do we know this? Well, he's speaking out, and because he changed his about description on his Twitter page. Former CEO and founder of Planet Fitness changed his bio based. And this is, now, again, I don't want to rob, Chaya of the interview. If you want to watch his interview, you should, watch it on Libs of TikTok.
He's been following
the
past few
weeks. This guy here.
And it really, there's no common sense standing behind this. And as you said, they've quadrupled down to make him feel comfortable.
It's like,
that's most of us, my dude. That's the entire world. Like, what? Like, it's okay. Like, again, I feel like I'm being very fair. Hey, people exist. They want to work out. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Some people may take, harsher positions on that, but I don't. Ideally, if Planet Fitness really wants to kind of be, super inclusive to everyone, again, just install private stalls for everybody.
It's not funny at all. It's actually an extremely dangerous situation. And to be honest, I have a daughter, and had I been in the facility and heard what was going on, I'd want to go in there and freaking take the guy by the neck and throw him out in the parking lot. And that's the way that things would have been done a while back. But now, we're controlling the whole gym atmosphere based on less than 1% of the population.
That's correct. And by the way, as I pointed out in another video, this is not just Planet Fitness. This is every major chain as far as I could dig. The YMCA, same policy. LA Fitness, same policy. Crunch Time Fitness, same policy. I believe, you'd have to double check, but I believe Anytime Fitness, which is popular out here in the Midwest, same policy. It's like, this stuff just, again, these policies have existed. These policies have existed. However, they weren't being taken advantage of until relatively recently. I think that's a fair point, or they haven't been being reported. Now, if the policy's been around for 8 or 9 years, I mean, certainly the internet existed. Certainly that's the early stages of smartphones, maybe not even, if I remember. So you would definitely have seen video or you know, whatever of evidence of so many of these examples. We talked about in Georgia where the guy was, you know, rock hard still in that room and then pretended that he's supposedly a woman, right? We've seen cases in Alaska. We've seen cases in Detroit, Michigan. We've seen cases all across this country of people taking advantage of it. Are there people who are genuinely gender dysphoric, who are in there, just want to work out and be left alone? I assume so. I highly, you know, I assume so. Okay. But that community themselves isn't doing anything to police this either, right? Why doesn't the trans community come out and say, let's meet in the middle? Let's meet in the middle, okay? You know, if you don't have if you're intact, you're in the men's room. Very simple. It's just a safety thing, okay? I'm not implying, it's just, you know, I guess maybe I don't mean to necessarily imply that, but I just mean, look, it's just, this is the way it is. We can agree on some very basic things. Or, by the way, you can shower when you get home. You can, you know, whatever. There's a million other, you know, there's no, you know, rule that you absolutely have to be in there. You can change, you could this is what I used to do when I used to go to the gym. I'd wear my gym clothes to the gym because I hated going there and I didn't want to spend another 20 minutes changing clothes. All right. Go to the gym after work, before work, whatever you have to do. Now, none of this has hurt their stock price long term. However, we're going to see. We're going to see when they have to report their memberships. That's going to be when the rubber meets the road. And also, fun fact, again, Planet Fitness Twitter account blocking anybody now, still blocking lots of people. And according to other reports, some Planet Fitness locations closed their phone line so they wouldn't have to answer why they allow men in the locker rooms. Hi, Chaya. I work for Planet Fitness. And I wanted to give some inside information about how Planet Fitness is handling the situation. So for a few days, our phones weren't working and thought something was technically wrong. But today, our regional manager told us that it's deliberate because Planet Fitness has been getting calls about this issue. So to not deal with it, they shut our phones down. I asked if that was just our club or a region. He said company-wide. I suspect the membership drop-off is going to be real, and whenever they have to report that publicly, we're going to see it, and that's when the stock will really react. Keep it up, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.